I'm Karen, and I'm a yarn addict. And this is my channel, and on here we talk about yarn and crochet, because yarn and crochet are the two things I love. I love to buy yarn, and then I show y'all all of the yarn that I buy, and then we talk about the yarn and everything about it, and then I crochet and show y'all all the things I crochet, and I love to crochet. So today I've got a video on cotton and this is gonna be just, I hope, everything you wanted to know about cotton. I started this video last night and it came a terrible thunderstorm here. It knocked out our power, and the power didn't get fixed until 2 a.m. and it was just a mess. Thank goodness I've got some little lights that we had around, and we're able to at least have lights for a while. And then I had to light some candles. My little lights started dying, so a little after midnight we went on to bed. First, before I get into the cotton, I want to tell y'all I do have a Facebook group. If y'all haven't joined my Facebook group and have Facebook, I'd appreciate if you come on over and join, because you can post anything you've made, or you can post your makes. You can post, like, if you buy yarn, and you can post, if you need any help, have questions about anything. There's lots of people there that can help you. I'm not an expert on anything, but there's people that I'm sure that can help you out if you have any questions that you need to ask. And then also you can post knits or any other loom, knitting, weaving, any other fiber related crafts. I'd love to see them. So it's down in the description box, the link to my Facebook page. I also have Instagram and Twitter. But I just wanted to remind y'all, if you do have Facebook, now I understand if you don't, so that's perfectly fine. But if you do, I'd love for you to come on over. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel and you want to, I would love for you to subscribe. So today, cotton, and that's how I say it, is cotton. I don't really know any other way. I can't say cotton, because that just doesn't do right. Maybe that's right, but cotton. That's just it. I asked y'all a few weeks back if y'all had any questions, and I wrote down a page and some more of the questions. And for the most part, y'all want to know about the different types of cotton and what they can be used for, and then my opinion on a lot of them. And then I have a few that have some specific questions that they want, and I'm going to do my best to answer each and every question that I got. Today, I'm going to tell you, I put that this is going to be part 1 of the cotton videos, because I know I won't ever get through this information. If I do get through all the information, then the next video I want to show y'all all the different kinds of cotton that I have, that I can show you maybe some of the differences in. I wish y'all could feel, because then that way you would get a whole different perspective on different kinds of cotton that there is. But I'm going to give you the majority of, and I may not have them all, but I'm looked, and from what all y'all have asked and what all I know about, I've tried to look and find every kind of cotton that you see on a yarn label. So, first of all, we have just 100% cotton, and most of the time that is just about, like your dish towels, dish cloths, bath cloths. It's that kind of cotton that you use just, for those things, and that's what we think about, or at least when I just see something that's 100% cotton, I think of it first as a kitchen bath kind of cotton. So then you will see 100% organic cotton or organically grown cotton. So there's not any difference in those. If it's 100% organic cotton, it's 100% organically grown. So, but they do make different labels. I don't know if to confuse us, to think we, whatever. And then our Pima Cotton, which is one of the softest cottons there is in the world, and then Egyptian cotton. And Egyptian and Pima are a lot alike. There's not a lot of difference in your Pima cottons and your Egyptian cottons if the Egyptian cottons are the long staple cottons like Pima Cotton is. And long staple, when I talk about long staple, that's just the length of the cotton fibers. Because they say that you get into a lot of this when something's labeled Egyptian cotton. Well, any cotton grown in Egypt is Egyptian cotton. So people, there's people out there and companies out there that's trying to sell their products. So they're not doing anything wrong if they label it Egyptian cotton, but you have to be careful to know that what you're getting is the finest cotton. And then there's Giza, Giza cotton, which is a area in Egypt on the Nile River where this cotton is grown, but you'll see a lot of them labeled 100% Giza cotton. There's Mercerized Cotton, and I've had a lot of questions about Mercerized Cotton and what Mercerized is. And Mercerized is just a process that they do when they're making the cotton yarn. It goes through different baths they talk about, and the cotton to make mercerized, what I understand, is dipped in a, I don't think I wrote down the correct word for it, it's dipped in kind of an acid bath, what I understand, and this gives it the shine that you'll find on most mercerized cotton, and it also strengthens the fibers and makes it a lot, more durable, and a lot of it is just as soft as your others, but you'll just see a lot of times on the skein or the cake or whatever hank you've got of mercerized cotton, it may feel like it's a little stiffer, but when worked up, it's pretty soft, just as whatever cotton that it's made out of, and mercerized can be made out of all different, and I don't think our yarn labels give us enough information on what the mercerized, they just put mercerized cotton, and that's only labeling the process that our cotton, that particular cotton is going through. So then we have a Mako Cotton, and there's interesting little history on Mako Cotton I'll get into in just a minute. I'm sorry, my nose has started to itch. I want to tell y'all first, and this is just that this is so interesting to me, I wanted to pass this along to y'all. There is what they call Sea Island cotton, and if any of y'all watched my video about 1.5 years ago about the different cottons, I talked a lot about this Sea Island cotton because in all reality, the Sea Island cotton is supposed to be one of the top, very best. It started growing from the roots. I'll just give y'all the whole history here and get up. I know this isn't totally what y'all were asking about the different kinds, but in case you ever run into something that's called, now Cascade or Barocco has a cotton that is named, in the name is Sea Island cotton, but in the description it's not actual Sea Island cotton. So let me make that plain first. But the Sea Island cotton was grown along the South Carolina, Georgia, North Florida coast back before the Revolutionary War. There was a big plantation there on St. John's, is it, South Carolina, down below Charleston, and then it was grown on Skidway Island in Georgia, which is right south of Savannah, then out to St. Simons, and then Amelia Island in Florida. Now that's a lot of the places that we know that it was grown, but before the Revolutionary War, Queen Elizabeth at the time wanted her handkerchiefs all made out of this Sea Island cotton, so she commissioned a lot of growing of this cotton to be sent, you know, back to England so she could have her soft hankies. But in the early 1900s, the Sea Island cotton was just wiped out more or less by the boll weevils, which was the cotton crop from Mexico all the way across the United States to the coast of South Carolina, Georgia, and Florida, up to the New England states. The boll weevil wiped out the whole crop of cotton. So it had a hard time coming back after then, and then it totally was gone from the United States by 1950. But Sea Island cotton is still grown today on a few Caribbean islands, but everything that I could find out about it right now is that it's used to just make fabric. I saw that there were some Gucci men's shirts, 100% Sea Island cotton shirts, and they're only $790. And then there's some lower brands, you know, but they're still Sea Island cotton. But Dunhill makes a men's shirt for $475. So the Sea Island cotton is pretty much gold standard in the cotton world. But that's, you know, I looked after I did that first video and tried to find some Sea Island cotton yarn. You can buy it in the big bulks of, like, if you spin yarn, but I don't get into any of that, so I left alone trying to buy some of this cotton. But it was pretty interesting reading about it. There's also now everything. Your Pima Cottons are a close running to this Sea Island cotton. So there is a lot of Pima Cotton, I didn't realize, that is grown across the southwestern part of the U.S. And their association has labeled their Pima Cottons now as a Supima, S-U on Pima. And it's because it's a superior Pima is what they say, but I couldn't really find any actual yarn that's made from this. So I did message a couple of companies trying to get them to tell me if that cotton is used anyway, you know, in making yarns. I haven't heard back from them. I have heard from one company I messaged about, and I'll tell y'all that in just a minute. For basically all the time that I crocheted, I had heard that cotton yarn doesn't take well to dye, and that's completely wrong. It takes dye very well, being a natural fiber, but cotton is bad. The deep saturated colors are bad to bleed when you wash them, and they fade in the wash, they say. Certain, you know, some are better than others. We know that there's, you know, just all kinds of different cotton, but I've bought some, you know, hand-dyed cotton here in the past month or so, and plan to buy some more from, I'll give Melissa over at Crocheting in Agreement, her Etsy shop. I'm waiting for her to get through with her landfall of orders, I guess, whatever, after Crystal showed her yarn on her side. So I'm going to get with Melissa and buy some of hers and see how it is, because I know it's going to be wonderful. I'm not going to talk 30 minutes in this video because I know I've got to do another one, so I'm going to give you some of the characteristics of cotton as far as that about the hand dyeing. And their dyeing is, one thing, like I said, cotton dyes very well. It's just that there might be some problems with it, holding the dye maybe as well as like wool and other things do. And you don't have, a lot of times when you're buying it from a company, you don't have the variety of colors that you might in the wools or even in acrylics. You'll get all kind of colors in acrylics and wools and other things, but a lot of times our cotton yarns are a little limited. They're doing better in the last several years. I kind of looked back over some things years ago and kind of as much as I could and came to the future. They are doing a lot better with, brighter, more saturated, prettier colors and not just the pastels is what I remember seeing, some years ago. But I wanted to tell y'all the pros and cons of cotton, and then I'll end this video and we'll pick up later and I'll tell y'all a lot more information about the cotton. But cotton does not stretch. It is inelastic. See if I can get that. The only time cotton stretches is when you crochet it or knit it. A lot of your stitches will make it, stretch either sideways or longer. You have to be careful with that because it doesn't stretch. But the stitch definition on cotton is wonderful. Now that can be a pro and a con because sometimes you might not want every little stitch to show, but they show quite well. Cotton is very breathable. It's hypoallergenic. It wicks away moisture like in the summertime when you're wearing it. It's a perfect yarn for summer, but it also can be used for winter. It's odor resistant, it's very strong and durable, and it does not peel. Cotton yarn, overall, just pure 100% cotton is not supposed to peel. Now, when you get into some of your cotton blends, you may have some peeling, but as far as everything I read, 100% cotton yarn does not peel. So, the cons basically, like I said, about the stitch definition and about the not stretching, that just depends on your choice of how, what fabric you're making, whether you want it. But of course, when you get into crocheting and knitting, there is a difference when you start, crocheting and knitting it, that there's going to be some stretching and sagging in your stitches. And because cotton absorbs water so much, if you've ever known when you've got a piece, a cotton towel or a cotton bath cloth, even dish towel, whatever, when it gets wet, it's heavy. So that's the way your garments are going to be, and you have to be careful of laying cotton flat. If it's machine washable and dryable, but if it's a garment, I would always lay it flat. Dry maybe a little bit, but don't dry it completely in the dryer and get it out and lay it flat. Shape it back out. It's kind of the way I've done it. And a lot of times cotton is, because some of your cottons are stiffer, it can kind of be hard to work with. Like pulling through some of the stitches. I've read a lot of different sites and blogs that they talk about, it being real hard to work with. I've never found it. I've basically always used, well, not always, if I'm making a dishcloth or kitchen towel, I'll use smaller stitches, but you just have to be careful on what stitches. If you're using a larger hook and doing a more lacy stitch for a garment, for me, I've never had a problem with it, but it can happen. It can be hard for some people because it doesn't stretch. So you're not getting, you're getting some resistance when you're pulling it through your hook. So, well, I'm on end right now. We're on 20 minutes. I'm not going to keep y'all all day listening to this, but there will be a part 2 and possibly part 3 because I've still got a lot of information to tell y'all, but I did want to get this started today, and I appreciate y'all so much, all the interest that y'all have shown for this, and I will get the other videos out as soon as I can. So I would have had one started yesterday if the thunder and lightning hadn't come, and then today I could have had another one. So, but y'all, like I said, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, I would appreciate it if you would. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, and then please go down below and give me a comment. I love reading y'all's comments. And if you have any more questions that you see, I know there are some specific questions I got in the beginning that I am going to do my best to get those completely answered. But I kind of did an overview of, what a lot of the questions were, but I'm going to give you a little more in depth on some of the differences and how to look for different things and all like that. And then I'm going to show y'all in the last video that ends up all different kinds of cotton. So I do have an email actually from Yarnspirations about their sugar and cream and peaches and cream. So that'll be in the next video. I'll read that email to y'all. And thank y'all so much for being here. I appreciate it so much. I appreciate y'all waiting on me, having patience with me about doing this video. But y'all know I love you all. Y'all know what I want you to do is always and forever keep coming back, because I'm gonna be here. And y'all know it. I do love you all.